All right, family, we're back. Welcome back to the Spiritual Shade Room. Anio Saru. Here I have Dr. Angel Green that's joining me today. Give me a thumbs up in the chat that you hear us fine and the video is fine. Just give me a thumbs up so we can know the signal is okay. Shout out to those who's early in the chat. I see you, Jackie, William Martin. They're piling on in now. All right, so we got the thumbs up. Appreciate that, Ultra Instinct. So everything's fine. So yeah, family, I have a very, very special guest in this YouTube master class interview. This is Dr. Angel Green. Dr. Angel Green is a nationally recognized and board certified life coach, as well as an educational speaker, celebrated for incorporating spirituality, introspection into her coaching methods. And with over 20 years of experience, she has dedicated her career to promoting mental health and wellness, specializing in crystal energy healing sessions to support personal transformation. Her unique approach integrates the power of crystals with spiritual guidance and transformative presentations that are both engaging and enlightening. Angel's mission is to help individuals improve any aspect of their lives, guiding them toward authentic happiness and inner peace. Through her crystal energy healing sessions, she empowers clients to harness the natural energy of crystals for emotional and spiritual growth. Her warm, relatable style has impacted hundreds, offering tools for achieving personal fulfillment. As a passionate advocate for using her natural gifts of creation for healing, she infuses her sessions with humor, authenticity, and deep spiritual insight, making her presentations both educational and entertaining. With a strong background in relationship building, Angel has cultivated a notable network of influence. Her speaking engagements take her to conferences, corporate retreats, summits, and industry events where she covers a range of topics, including crystal energy healing, sexuality and relationships, bullying, personal development, health and wellness, and corporate training. Angel's heartfelt and impactful sessions, particularly her crystal energy healing specialty, inspire lasting change in both personal and professional spheres. So without further ado, welcome to the platform, Dr. Angel Green. How are you today?
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for greetings.
And I've had Angel come to the spiritual retreat about a year ago, and she's come to other conferences that I've done in Columbia, South Carolina. This is a very good friend of mine, everyone. When I didn't have anything, just starting up as a business in dealing with spirituality and metaphysics, yes, I'm going to say it, she provided me with something that was very, very key in helping my business for free. She just went and just sent me something right on over. And without Angel Green, everyone, I would have never started this career that I have. So I owe a lot to her. She don't like me to say all of that, but y'all know me, we real on this platform and I keep it 100. This is a very, very great friend of mine's, and I just love her spirit and everything that she does. So thank you very much.
I just have to say I'm so proud of you because I never would have thought such a small gesture would have helped cultivate you into who you are today. Like you are an amazing man that so many people follow and shadow and look and seek information from, and how you remember all the things that you remember and pronounce all those big long words that we never learned in college is amazing to me. So it's an honor to not to have known that just a gentle, graceful act would amount to someone's career expanding the way it did. I would have never thought that something so small would have even mattered. So
Very integral. We need more people like you in the
Kind of
world.
tear me up every time I hear that. I'm just like, yeah, but
You never know. You never
gratitude.
know. You never know how impactful you'll be on somebody's life. So I very much pay attention to that. But can you give them a little bit about your website? I want to pull up your website here so they can see it. Let me pull it up. It was spell the website
Angelic
for
Magic,
everyone so they can know how to get to it.
A-N-G,
It's www.
angelicmagic.com.
How do you spell angelic so they can know?
ANGELICMAGIK.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm pulling that up for you guys right now. Let me know when my screen is sharing. Can they see this?
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little bit about your products, what you do with the products, how it's helped people. I know we're going to have some people come on in a few. So, guys, look forward to some guests joining us in a minute. But just tell us a little about the work that you're doing. I know you have a presentation, but give them a little taste about your services and what you provide.
So gratitude for having me here, Ani. I really appreciate this. And what I do, how do I explain it? It's something that I've never seen anyone else do. And one of the things that encourages me to do this is that it is different and that I don't get to design this. This is not mine per se by design. Um, it's something else of the Most High because I can't create patterns and different things that's made. It's out of my hands. So, but outside of that, what I do get is I don't get a lot of repeat customers. So that means when I do with
Mm,
someone, it works the way it's supposed to work. And I feel like that's what
right.
the experience of healing is all about. You should be able to get what you need and go on with your life. You don't have to keep coming back over and over and over and over again. So, um, once you see the presentation, I've had only one repeat client, which was an MMA fighter, which is to be expected because they take a lot of blows. But just the average person walking around, I've never had a repeat customer. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad
Mm.
thing, but they've gone on with their life and they are living their best life. So that I can say for sure.
Tell them about the power of your pendulums. I've heard a lot of people, even recently, we had someone ask in the Skype group, where is Angel's pendulums and the power of these pendulums? Because you make it by hand, you do everything by hand. You got the original product. Tell them a little bit about what you do with them and what type of spiritual qualities they can provide in people's lives.
So I'm one of those touchy feely type of people that if you touched it is dirty. I know that sounds crazy, but when it comes to crystal energy, I'm very much aware how easily it is to absorb energy. Crystals, that's what they're made to do. They absorb and take in. And so, in any time that I'm creating anything that I work with, i.e., pendulums, I create a trifold pendulum so that if you're in the grocery store and you're trying to figure out if the fruit that you want to eat is going to be good for you, you can break that pendulum down into parts and only use a small portion of it, opposed to utilizing the whole pendulum. However, if you're doing energy clearing work and you need the energy of the entire pendulum, then you would use all three parts of the pendulum. But it's made to allow a person to have discretion in whatever they're doing in a public eye. So where you see where the copper is between each link, it breaks down um, into three pieces to where you can fold it up and actually be able to utilize it in privacy opposed to having a whole string that you're holding up over fruits and vegetables in the grocery store and they're looking at you like you're crazy. So discretion is important in what I do. I'm very personal and private in what I do. I'm not a note taker, even as a therapist, because I believe your privacy is your privacy. And whatever you decide that you need to release or let go of, it's not a note taking business. I'm not in the business of taking notes. I'm in the business of relieving you of your own personal notes because those
Right.
notes don't belong to me. And so the pendulums that I create, they're made out of stones generally because the other ones are so fragile and on thin chains. And typically with the work that I do, they break and they fly across the room. And for me
Mm,
personally, that's not something that I desire to have when I'm working on a person laying crystals down for my pendulum to break. So that's why I started creating my own pendulums for different type of energy healing.
that's so powerful. Now, I've
And
seen you
I can
use
create
these.
them however you think. Go ahead.
That's important. That's important. So you customize for what the person needs, right?
Absolutely. I have pendulums in crosses. I have pendulums with Buddha. I, I can't choose who someone prays to or believes in. So therefore, for me, I pray to because it all leads to my Father. Whether you
Mhm.
believe it or not, it doesn't matter to me. But it all leads to one source, and that source is source. And whatever middleman one needs to accompany them in their journey, I don't mind. I just know that I was taught from my brother and brethren to deal with directly with source.
That's right. And I've seen you use these pendulums. You would have a discerning. They're used for discerning energy, right, or the electromagnetic fields. So when you were talking
Um,
earlier, for example, oh, go ahead, go ahead, expound, please.
Oh, I was gonna say I can't really like you're super smart when it comes to that quantum and the atom and I know energy and if it ain't good, I need to know it's not good. If it's good, I need to know I can proceed. So I can't say I'm a brainiac like you. I can break it down a little bit, kind of but not like you at all. Like you take it to the next level. So don't embarrass me in my presentation when I'm talking about energy and frequency. And I just scrape the bare minimum because if you need to know more, you need to consult Hanukkah because he has that information on levels and depths beyond me. But for me personally, utilize energy because it's something you can feel, it's something that everybody has the ability to know. If you don't know what energy feels like, imagine someone coming to you and just saying, you stink and you're ugly, and you got your best outfit on and you think you fly. It would hit you a certain way. Well, when that energy hits you in your stomach, it's called a pith, which is a place inside of
Mm,
you in which if you hold on to it, that's going to cause problems because it's hot potato. If you don't realize that this lifetime is truly about hot potato, if they give it to you, if it feel bad, you got to give it back. You have to return that negative energy to the sender. And if you don't do that, you are not holding yourself accountable for what's given to you. If it don't feel good, give it back. It's simple.
right.
It doesn't take me to say I need frog legs in a pot, I need this or I need that. I mean, you could read the book of Psalms if you're a Christian and know that it's a lot of things you could do just in prayer. It's the same
Hmm.
difference.
So you saying when I get around these crazy women's around here, I can take this pendulum and start to spin it to see if that energy is right or wrong.
I would say before you even got around them, you would clear and remove any energy from around you that would attract that energy because we attract
Mm.
what we are. And people
Ooh.
always wonder, why do I always track these type of people? Because you're that person. We you can't outwit the witter. the Most High, God, however you call them, Jehovah, Yahshua, Allah, Buddha, whoever you call upon, the Most High, you cannot outwit the Most High. And trust me, the Most High has a funny sense of humor, a very funny sense of humor. But if you pay attention to Source, Source will lead you in the right direction. And pendulums, plumbers use pendulums. They use them in ways of finding where the water is in the middle of the yard, but they don't think that's what it is. It's called Dawson rods. And so they would take two
Mm,
rods and they would hold them in their hands. And when the rods cross, that would tell you where the water is flowing into the house. But if you
mm,
have a plumber as an uncle or granddaddy, they will tell you about the same thing I'm talking about now, but it's just used in a different way. And how can you take two sticks and it cross to tell you that it's some water underground? I
right.
mean, let's think about it. You know, it's a concept that plumbers use. And I dare any of you to go to a plumber. They'll tell you, absolutely, I have Dawson rods. Yeah, it helps me find the location of the water between underground, but they don't even know why they're doing it. They don't know why they're looking underground that way to find something to get a signal on top of ground that is buried 6, 10, 12 feet underground. So, um, and plumbers are easy to find. So I encourage everyone to start with a plumber and then start with a pendulum. PP, plumber, pendulum.
Wow. Wow. And those who's just joining us, we have Dr. Angel Green with us right now. You're coming to the Afro Indigenous Wellness and Culture Fest this weekend, you know, that I'm speaking at on an engagement on Sunday. What days are you going to be there so people can come out there and check out some of the products that you have?
I'll be there both days, Saturday and Sunday.
So Saturday and Sunday, you guys make sure you come out and check out Dr. Angel Green and stop by and hear my lecture. I'll be presenting on Sunday. I'll be there Saturday too. I'll be there Saturday all day. We'll be out there kicking it with Dr. Arlene Bay and his audience and crowd.
Absolutely.
And shout out to
We
Razika.
love Dr. Bay, don't we?
Definitely do. And that food be so good. I meant to tell them that. They better
Listen,
have that food out there.
have it right. And
Right.
if you ever need to get right, you better call Dr. Bay because he's gonna get you right in
Right. He
more than one
definitely is.
way. Trust me.
Excellent. So I have a presentation. You want to go on the presentation or you want to wait and hold?
Absolutely. I didn't even know we had talked this long. Oh my gosh. It's 24 after. So we can start, but of
Mhm.
course, which is great because the first two people on the presentation are the two guests that'll be coming up expressing
I see them in
what
there.
their
They're in there
session
right
did
now.
for them because it's I can go into what it is that, and then they can come in and made them feel.
Okay, they're in. I see somebody in there right now. So we can, you want me to bring them in or wait till you start?
I would like to open the presentation and just let that
Okay.
first screen, yeah, number two.
Oh, I'm way ahead, am I?
Yeah, it's
All
okay.
right, let's start here.
There we go.
All right.
That's
So
it.
this is a
I know.
picture. This is a, what do you call this?
Crystal energy healing. I can't look. What does Uncle Joe say? I can't call it. Right? I can't call it. I can't call it. Literally, it's something that allows me to be me, and these stones are placed around or on a person based on their needs. And every stone is not for everybody, no matter what you may think. Um, you are. vibrating on a frequency level. And sometimes if you are too low and the stone is way high, then it's going to be a contradiction. And so you
Mm,
may start feeling a certain way because it's too much energy for you. And not only that, you have to think about whether or not a person cleansed the stone before using it. But any stones that I utilize on anybody, if I have a session tonight, all
mhm,
stones are clean tonight for tomorrow, even if I don't have a session tomorrow. It doesn't matter. But it's necessary for me to make sure that all stones are cleansed because the work that's being done with people, when you see the pictures, every person face that you see, they are zonked,
mm,
and the next picture is of myself and Natalie, and I'm looking in concern because I'm like, "Oh my god, did I kill her father? Like, what in the world is happening here? Like, is she okay? Because I don't see her breathing, but her face is so she's not in her body. I don't know where she went, but she's gone, and I'm looking concerned because I am concerned. I'm like, is she's left out. But one of the beautiful things, and for the first time at the retreat you had, Ani, I was
mhm,
able to allow her to be a surrogate. And the
mm,
stones around her at the bottom is protection of her exerting her energy out to other people that are laying down because around us at that time people were laying down on the ground and they were receiving the energy
mhm.
that she was because she was a surrogate for others to receive the energy. For those that had time to take, it's basically like I was laying the stones on them as well because they could feel the same vibrational energy that she had on her because they opened themselves up to receiving that energy. And so for me, I can't give you a name. I've had people tell me all sorts of things from is some type of alien thing going on. I don't know because I don't know no aliens. I don't got no alien friends on it. You don't have any alien friends. I don't. So I'm just thinking it's just something that is working between me and the creator that is allowing me. And I say the creator, the source, because I can't put anybody in the middle between me and where I come from. And so it's not a disrespect to anyone, but it's just letting you know a respect to myself. I know that direct connection to the most high. And so always know you can go straight to your father when you want to, because you come from that.
Right. And this was a very beautiful session. We had the young lady play the Tibetan singing bowls while you were aligning the stones, and we saw the impact from the audience. We were sitting and receiving the energy. We kept it quiet so you can go to work. And it seemed like you were almost in trance along with what was happening with the vibration of what the stones were inducing into Natalie around that time.
Absolutely. I mean, I get at a place when I have to be still because in order to place every one of those stones, it's probably an hour and 15 minutes for me to do that
Mhm.
process. And then they have to absorb whatever is needed for them to receive what I'm given. Therefore, I am at because I'm surprised every single time I do it. It's a new experience for me. And I'm in my own state opening up for my father to give that individual exactly what they need to receive from the process.
Yeah, and I got to bring my terminology in. I look at it as a boundary condition when you're looking at quantum physics and whatever the stone, like you talked about one time, the encoding. What were you saying about the encoding? Because different stones have different vibrations and how people have to watch what stone they put in their household or what stone that they're, charging and specifically what the stone does. Can you give some examples of what you mean by that? Because a lot of people need that information and need to understand it.
Absolutely. First of all, just know that if you wear a quartz crystal, a quartz is something that's simple, it's clear. Everybody thinks quartz is amazing, and it is. But if you're depressed, guess what it's going to do? It's going to amplify your depression. It's an amplifier.
Mm,
If you
mm,
know anything about music and having an amplifying system and plugging up that amp to your guitar might have been like bing, 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 and then it's like rum,
mhm,
rum, rum, after you plug it up to an amplifier, because that's what a quartz do. Now, a quartz doesn't care if you're sad or happy. You put it on.
mhm,
We
mhm,
have to be accountable for what we put on our bodies and choose to take with us. It didn't say, hey, pick me up, put me on, and you're depressed, because I'm going to amplify your depression because I'm an amplifier. So you would
mm,
need something that would clear up that depression and break that up within you before adding just a plain old regular quartz. I know it sounds simple, but it's complicated because you have to learn how these stones operate. It's very viable to you as an individual, just because, okay, I got it. Women, we like men. We like some men that may be good for us, some that may not be good for us. You have to look at a stone the same way.
mm,
It may be good for you in a certain time in life, then it may not be good for you for another time in life, because you're on two different levels. Like Motivite. Motivite is an asteroid. It comes from outer space. Prophecy stone. This stone that I hold right here, this stone right here. This is a prophecy stone. This is my baby. Along with the blue amber, of course, but the prophecy stone, if you're a low vibration, this may not necessarily be for you at this time, because it's a high vibrational stone. This isn't the it has grounding properties, but it's not your grounded stone. Kind of
mm,
like obsidian or tiger's eye, stones that bring you down. This has a high vibrational frequency. So what it allows you to do is it allows you to uh, open up portals and gateways that is beyond your imagination. But these are my babies. I keep them with me. I sleep with them. I love them. They're amazing. They're called prophecy stones. And although that wasn't the question, it segued me to that, just because sometimes stones can be cocky.
mm,
Okay, which means like you wear a stone and you need it to manifest and work for you in a way that it's going to work all the way that way, i.e., blue amber. Blue amber is your throat chakra. So for those that are having hard time speaking up for themselves, that just don't know how to say what they really want to say, so they go along with to get along, and that's no good. Blue Amber is for you. You need help with meetings that you're going into. You need help at work with telling
mm,
Sarah to leave you the F alone. Yeah,
mm.
this Blue Amber is definitely the stone that you would want for you. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's segue back to uh, Ani. And we have a couple people waiting to come in, or maybe one or two.
Yeah, so let me bring them up real quick. And we got Natalie coming up right now. Can you hear us, Natalie?
Hey, I'm here. How you doing?
Okay, can you click
Doing
number two
good.
or number three? Slide number three. So this is, I would
Sleep
like to
three.
introduce Natalie. Number three, slide number three. Go back one.
Which one? I don't know which one. Oh, right here.
There we go. Yes, this is Natalie. Natalie is the
Yes.
individual that is being the surrogate at this moment, that you see the pictures that we've shown. And I invited her
Yeah.
here so that she can give you a glimpse of what she experienced. And there's another picture, Natalie. I would say it's the one above this one, number two, slide number two. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, Natalie, I'm looking at Natalie in the second the first picture you saw, and I'm looking at her and I'm like, oh my God, did I kill her? What happened? Because she's gone. She's left the building. Natalie is out of the building. Natalie, could you please thank you for being here? I appreciate you taking your time to come and tell everyone not only what you experienced as an individual, but you were also a surrogate for other people that were there that wanted to experience the energy. But I did not have time to do each person because it takes anywhere from 2 to 3 hours per person. So
Okay. Yes, thank
thank you
you
for
for
being
having
here,
me.
Natalie.
Thank you for having me. But when you said, looking at me and you were thinking, "Oh, she's gone." It was kind of like when you get a massage and you fall asleep and you wake up an hour or two later like, "Oh, what happened?"
You kind of
'Cause I,
sound distant. You kind of sound a little away from the phone.
okay, is this sounding a little better?
Yeah, that's good.
Honey, can you
Okay.
hear it clear?
Yeah, I can hear her. If I can hear her, I think they're able to hear, and they'll let me know in the chat if
Okay.
they can't.
Okay. Okay, but what I said, Angel, when you were looking at me thinking, "Oh, she's gone," that's exactly how it was. Because my example was when you go to a masseuse and you fall asleep during your
Hmm.
massage and you wake up after that hour session is over and you're like, "Oh, I fell asleep. What happened?" That's how it was. I don't know. It seemed
Mm.
like I stepped into another dimension for a second and let the stones do their work, and then I came back, and I came back renewed. And I remember you said the issues like with whatever the stone was working out, it wasn't anything like physical. It was more, I guess, emotional things, because I felt less stress, less anxiety, and I didn't even realize, it was really that serious, just being stressed about things. But the days after that, it was just like a weight was lifted off my shoulder. And I remember just talking to someone else who was there at the spiritual retreat, and because they, other people were checking up on me as well, just telling me
Hmm.
to take it easy, like, okay, are you drinking your water, are you getting your rest? But it is, I guess I'm not going to say I was surprised, because I already knew about the power of crystals, but I just never experienced anything like that. And it was like,
Mm.
okay, I knew it was like this, but I didn't really know it was like this, because it was a huge difference. I felt so much better, and all I could do was just every morning just be grateful for even having experienced that. Like I'm smiling right now, just glad that I even got to experience that. I really feel renewed, and thank you, Angel. Thank you, because I wasn't even
Yes.
really prepared. I wasn't even really
I
like expecting
appreciate
all of
you
that.
because you and I appreciate you because you decided that you would be a surrogate for others. And I was hoping that it would reshape whatever it is that was going on within you in order to allow you. I know you was having anxiety about work and being able to speak, so your throat chakra was open and your
Mhm.
anxiety levels decreased, things
Mhm.
that I feel like people need to know are the reality of the outcome of what you actually experienced. And
Mhm.
I appreciate you sharing your experience with everyone to let them know how it made you feel.
I have one more thing to share, because
Hmm.
I remember when you were saying like, "Oh, she's not here, she's gone." At the beginning of it, I remember that day, because I want to say it was some type of tropical storm or something passing in the
Hmm.
ocean. And where we are in South Carolina, depending on how close it is to the coast, we're going to experience some cloudy weather, maybe a storm or whatever. And it didn't rain, but those clouds came through like, I don't know, like a tornado was about to touch down. And I remember those clouds spiraling like some type of portal was opening, and that's the last thing that I remember. Like
Wow.
I remember seeing I remember seeing the clouds, and then it's like I just stepped out. But it
Could
was
that
an
be?
amazing experience. It was
I know
magical.
exactly what you're talking about because I remember looking up and I looked up and it was cloudy, but it started opening up like the clouds separated right there within that space over your head, because I'm like
Mm-hmm.
right there at your head, and I'm looking up and I'm like, oh, the clouds are moving away. Like, okay, focus. You can't be looking up while you're working, Angel. I had to bring my head back down to make sure that I stayed focused on what I was doing. But I recall that moment too. Yeah. And I was
Yes.
wondering what was happening to you in your body. Like, what physical thing was going on with you?
Yes, I was just there for the experience, just waiting for the crystals to work and to be used for it to work however it needed to work.
Right. And I'm thinking maybe you
So,
tapped
so
in to some
I
type.
hadn't seen you again. I was wondering, like, for me, most people I haven't seen twice over. Do you feel like you're still good? Do you feel like you need a touch up, or you think it's something else? But I would like to know how has it made you feel over time?
I still feel good. I mean, how long ago was that? Was that over a year?
It's about
Yeah,
around the
it was.
time, right? It was about right now. We did it,
Really?
what, September 16th, I think.
Oh wow.
I think
Yes,
that's when the retreat was.
yes, I still feel good.
So a year ago today, and you still are energized. And it's beautiful because I was like, am I no good? Is it working? Are people really feeling something? Because you don't know unless someone tells you. But I'm like, I never want to be a practitioner of something that I need to keep practicing on you. I don't want to be that. I want to be a solver of whatever issue a person has. So if you needed to come and see me, I want to fix it. I don't want you to have to keep coming back. So if that is one of the realities that people receive, then that is what I'm about, really. I don't want to see you twice unless it's just extra stuff you want to have that that I have, i.e. jewelry or things of that nature. But when it comes to energy healing, I really would like to just see someone one time and it make it work.
And it was the 22nd. It was September 22nd. So it's this weekend. So the same time we had the retreat is the same time we're doing the Afro Indigenous Culture Fest. I just wanted to stamp that in.
So we almost a year clean, girl. Woo! Not, clean on energy, not alcohol or drugs, people. Clean on energy, just the
Right.
energy flowing through and to her the way that she desires. Because that's what I'm about.
And do you also remember? You remember you were talking about the people that were, there to kind of watch, and they were on their mats as well because the sound bowls were going on. Do you recall that most of them said that they had to get up because the energy was getting too
Yep.
strong?
Yep. I remember that.
Yes, I do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I can see why on the previous set of pictures that we have, why at the top of your head it was lightly layered, but at the bottom of your feet, in which you shall travel and walk, it was highly guarded and protected. And if you can go back to the other picture, Ani,
Hmm.
on yeah, you can see that there's three layers outside of her feet, but only one layer outside of her head. And so, in which I'm able to look back on that now, I'm able to see that one of the goals that was for that session was to protect the direction in which she walked. Does
Hmm.
that make sense?
It does. And,
And
now
and and
looking
when
at
you
it,
can,
go ahead.
oh no, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying this now, looking at it now, I've seen a lot of charts, studying metaphysics. It looks like the crystals and the stones are repatterning the lattice of the auric field. You know how you look at a picture of someone's auric field? It looks like, you guys see my
Yes,
arrow. It looks like they're cookie cut printing the pattern of a person's auric field. That's very interesting. But continue with your thought though.
exactly. And her auric field in the direction in which she walked, need to be very protected because that's what's causing her the most havoc in life is her direction of walking. It's not her thought process so much, but where she's involving her spirit to walk into. And it may be because she has to. Because if you worked in a hospital, I feel like it would look like that because it's a lot heavier where you have to go, but your mindset could be in a higher place and doesn't need as much. But where your physical being is going, it needs to be protected.
Yes, and that makes perfect sense.
Hmm. Well, we appreciate you, Natalie. Thank you for coming up. And
Absolutely. Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you for having me.
yeah, we appreciate the last minute coming up and doing this and going through that experience for the retreat being used for a surrogate. That was very much a great experience for people to see. And hopefully, you know, in the future, anyone in the chat, if you want to look into doing your own crystal healing session, reach out to Dr. Angel Green for that, because it's a wonderful experience. Just watching you set up them stones was something. I was just sitting there with the camera, like, look at her go to work. You was working. You was really
And
into
I'm
it.
spinning the pendulum, and the pendulum's just going and
Yeah,
going, and
yeah.
you know, or it would stop and reverse to tell me, no, don't put that on her. So, you know, my pendulums help me with this. I don't do this without pendulums. That's how I operate and that's how I move when I'm doing spiritual work because it is not me. I have to relieve myself out of the situation and let God handle it because it is not for me to decide. And I know that a lot of people could get this crisscross because they have a religious background, but it's the same way when you say, I need to listen to see if Jesus tell me to move. It's the same difference. But I have something that can tell me that with that I can hold in my hand so I can have a better understanding of the information and the download that's coming to me because we all have them. We all have a personal relationship with our Father. It's just whether or not you believe that it takes somebody to come between you and our Father in order to have a communication with Him. If I'm not mistaken, even Jesus said that the disciples said, well, when you go, how shall we pray? He said, Our Father which art in heaven. He never included himself, a very humble
Mm-hmm.
individual, unlike what most people tend to claim him to be. But I'm gonna let that go and just say that you the same as he said, all great gifts I should do, you should do better. But you over there
Right.
looking like, no, I can't. And he's like, yes, you can. And you like, no, I can't. So I'm just saying, know your greatness and achieve it because you can. You can do greater works and better. Go into your church and turn a piece of that last fried fish they had for the cookout saying they ran out of food and do something and make a lot of fishes and see what they say. How holy are you then?
That's powerful. We have
Okay, I'm
one
ready. I'm
comment
back.
from William Martin. He said, I can say that my interaction with Dr. Angel Green made a positive, significant change for me in that moment in my life. Shout out to William, and thank you for sharing that with us. And you're getting a lot of great
William,
comments. Yeah, Mr. William Martin said that in the chat.
I appreciate you, Mr. Martin. Thank you.
So did you want to continue with the presentation, or did you want to get into
Absolutely. Did the
something?
other young lady come in or no?
Let me check now to see if she entered. I didn't see her before. Let's see now. Yes, I see her. Okay, she's here now. Can you hear me, Goddess?
Is it Leisha Bradley? Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. How are you, Goddess?
Okay. I'm sorry. I
Can
couldn't
you
get it to
go?
work
Can you
right.
go up one picture?
Yes, I can.
This is this. Yes, this. This is my soul sister, and if you need a t-shirt made for anything, contact her. She's the #1 t-shirt maker on the East Coast. Yes, Miss Leisha Bradley. But yes, this is my sister, and at the time, she came very heavy to me, and I can only fix things to know how I can fix it, and I'll let her explain the rest.
Mm.
So, hello everyone. Hello.
Hello.
When I came to, well, I've been knowing Angel since high school. Um, but we reconnected somehow, some way when I moved back to Raleigh, and she told me this is something she did, and I was like, I need you. I need you. At that time, she did not know that I was going through a separation into a divorce. So I had a lot that was weighing on me at that moment. And um, we set up a day and time, and that particular day was a very rough day that day. Um, and so I went to see her, and I can say that that moment I laid down, like I was literally about to break down in tears, like it was a rough day that day.
Mm.
And when you walk in and you see all these things she allowed me to pick out. So me, I always pick out colors of green. That's always
Mhm.
it's my favorite color. So if it has green, a tone of green, any green, I'm usually picking that out. So you get to pick out a few stones. You don't know what I didn't have any clue what they meant. I just knew they were green and pretty. Um, so I picked out a few, and then the remainder she, of course, did. After she does her thing to figure out what I need, I lay down, and that moment, once everything started, you just kind of get into, I would say, a deep sleep, and you're kind of feeling like it's a complete out of body experience where something is being lifted. You're there, but something is being lifted from you. Um, from that point, and this has been 2 years, it's been 2 years for me. From that
Mhm.
point, it completely turned around a lot. It lifted a lot of the stress from me, allowed me to be in a peaceful place, helped me to understand my separation from
Mm.
things that I thought that were normal or I needed or I had never separated from, especially with going through the divorce. It helped me to be strong within my separation. Um and whether we're all adults on here or not or want to hear it, I don't know anybody's walk in life. I can tell
Mhm.
you the one thing that I really had to be cautious of, it made me, I don't want to say overly, but I felt overly attractive. Like I was a magnet
Mm.
for men, and not bad men, not
Well,
bad men at
witness,
all. They were all very good men. I was just not in a place to be able to. I had enough strength to say, no, I'm not even ready for what you're ready for. I am good over here. But it was, and even to this point to today, even sometimes we go out and I'll be like, no, I don't even feel like telling nobody no today. It's when you have that wonderful energy about you and you're not even trying, you're just walking in the room being who you are. I go out, and Angel tell you a lot of times, Angel likes to dress up and wear heels. If I can't wear tennis shoes to the place, I'm not going. So I am the most laid back dresser there is wherever we may go.
That's
And
powerful.
it's when things happen and I'll be like, I was just sitting there minding my business. I was just,
them
I was just, I
brother, them
was
brothers
doing
was
nothing.
yeah.
them brothers was checking for you. They was trying to shoot their shot.
Yeah. Yeah, cause
She
cause
re-
all the dressed up girls that's in their highest heels and their red bottoms, and she's in a t-shirt that she's made with some cute words on them, and they falling out acting like they having seizures or catching the Holy Ghost. Like I'm like,
Lord.
what the heck? This shit is amazing to me. Like I can't even describe it. I won't waste you guys' time, but I can say I've seen it with my own eyes. And trust me, I dress up all the time and she relaxes all the time and she'll knock them out the box. But I'm married, so I can't really receive what she can receive. And she's open to receive something different. But I'm on the boo, wow, yeah. Nope. Over here, and she's just like, well, what did I do? I just came here with my friend because she wanted to come. And I'm like, I did want to come, and she didn't want to come. And it's that energy. Like it's something about it that once you release those blockages and those thought processes that you allow someone to embed in you, that I feel
Hmm.
like this process takes all of that away. It takes away your weaknesses. It makes you stronger on your strengths. And unfortunately, you may go back to work and everybody that like you may not like you because you're not that suck 'em up individual that you used to be when you came to work, because you got a
hmm
new head on your shoulders and you refuse to take it, because you got to realize in the process of healing and growing, people don't like who you become, because when you can see the manipulation that individuals used on you or portrayed you to be, and switched it around, and you now can see that it's something totally different, they don't want you to see that. They don't want your eyes open, and I want to open up your eyes.
Yeah, and that's true,
That's what
and
I'm
that
here
goes.
for.
It didn't just go that way with, my marriage. It also went that way with some friendships. Some friendships, um they didn't like the transition, and so it was also a separation for them, which was good because I should have separated and I just couldn't and I wouldn't. And
Hmm.
so after that, it was an easy, yeah, no, we're not gonna be cool like that anymore. Mm-mm. There's
You
nothing
got to do that.
else.
You got
Yeah,
to
and
do
there's
that
really,
sometimes.
there's nothing else they can say. I let them know, they want to be friends. Well, I was never not your friend. You just were never my friend.
Mm.
So, I'm not going to change who I am, but what I am going to change is your access to me.
There you go.
So
Yeah,
it
sometimes you need
it
to do
opened
that.
that up.
Sometimes you got to do that. I notice that in life, like everything is seasonal.
Yes.
People are sometimes seasonal
Mm.
too. So a lot of people don't recognize that there's a season for people, and
Mm-hmm.
at times you gotta go ahead and get certain things out of your life. You didn't realize that there is a frequency and a vibration and a karmic relationship we have to people. So sometimes we get those people out of our lives. There's going to be a flow etherically that's going to help more positive energy go in. So I had to realize that a lot of people still texting and reaching out to me, but I had to get those type of people out of my life right then. It wasn't right for my life. So I understand exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Yep, that's it. So if anybody is just feeling anything that they need to be removed or unclear, or it's a weight lifted. It was for me. It was a weight lifted for me. A complete cleansing. So I I haven't had to go back to have another one. Um I've been okay. I haven't had to go back to have another one.
And I personally feel people don't come back because they like, I don't want to jinx what I got going on. But for me, I'm like, it's only going to prove to have a deeper level of bringing you even more forth and towards your goals. But if they're comfortable with where they are, I'm okay with that as well. I'm okay with a person being in a good space, because good is great, honestly, because a lot of people aren't in a good space. They're in ugly places. So for me, if you're in a good space with it and you moving forward and life is going on and you can hold them down the way that you, yes, you're a great reference, sis. Because like I like what I see in you. I want to have that as the poster board for what other clients can have to come, especially if they're going through something or they are looking to meet their mate. Because you have to chop them down in a lot of ways because they're coming behind
Mhm.
you. Like, I want to be your mate. I want to be your mate, and you're like, maybe, maybe not.
Right.
So, gratitude.
Yeah, they ain't about that life, right? They ain't ready for all of that sometimes. They ain't ready
Sometimes,
for this one.
sometimes
Yeah, they're not
but
they're not ready
but
for the new.
sometimes, like for me, I wasn't ready. Like I was like, no, I'm not ready. I'm sorry, you got the wrong person. So for me, I wasn't ready. I couldn't offer anybody anything with intention for a relationship. So that, but it didn't stop them. I was just, I was in a place where I was good with me and I wasn't ready. Um, and so a lot of times I think people, everything she did to help me, the purpose of it was to give me the strength to be able to talk, to say what I want, what I don't want. This is not what I'm going to do. I don't, no, I don't want this. No, I don't want that. And I'm not going to settle for this just because you can do whatever you say you can do. Um, so it was also good with that to help me speak.
We had some comments just in the chat, checking out where everyone, Angel. William Martin did respond. He said, "Tell Dr. Green Hank says hi. She will understand." Then we had a question from Jackie Harris. She said, "Did I hear correctly? Must give back what you're given, meaning good and or bad, with the question face, a taste of their own medicine." Did you want to expound on that? And we can get to questions, everyone, as soon as Dr. Angel is done with the presentation and talking with Miss Leisha right now.
Leasia, like Lee and Asia.
Oh, Leasia. I'm sorry. I read
Yes,
her name
yes.
quick. Miss Leasia.
That's okay. Yes, it's Leisha.
Okay, so now that I know who Mr. Martin is, unexpectedly, we were in the same environment, and it happened to be in a nightlife place and atmosphere, and I just saw something over him that I refused to allow to leave the club at that hour and moment at that time. And so I asked him if he wanted to dance. He said yes. And so he came and danced with me. And at that time, I said, is it okay if I get some energy from around you? Because the look on his face, I promise you, I felt like he was gonna kill up everybody. I didn't want to be a victim. I had to save us, Oni. I had to save us. I know I'm sounding crazy. I was like, no, 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 no. Him, I got. He's just looking like he's not. It's something that ain't settling about him. But if he's gonna be hurting anybody, he's not gonna hurt me, and I'm gonna be what I can do to help him. And I felt that
Right.
brethren in me. You know what I'm saying? When you feel your native in you, your native Indian, your Native American person in you that can connect with someone, even if they don't look like you can feel a connection or something. And I'm just like, whatever it is, I can't let it go. I can't let him leave here like that. And we danced, and I ass off. Like what I would have done for Natalie, I did for nightclub in an hour, shaking shit off of him and getting it away. And literally on that Monday, he was like, my coworkers could see a difference in me. He
Mm,
he
mm.
he actually, and I was like, I didn't know it was gonna work or even have an impact because I'm in a nightclub. But I was just like, whatever I have in me in a free space, because clubs are like churches. And I need what I'm saying to y'all. Clubs are like churches. because a person can go in with a bad energy and come out with a good energy. But where did the bad energy go? It went to the person that was open and at a low vibrational level and frequency. It went to them. In the church, in the club, it doesn't matter. Energy doesn't care. That's the
Right.
one thing that is not biased on anything. It doesn't care. It'll go wherever it needs to go. Kind of like falling, where spirits can jump in and out of people. It's the
Yeah.
same difference. Energy will go where it can flow. And if you're at a low vibrational frequency and I'm in church and I feel bad and I'm asking God to take it off of me, He takes it off of me, but where does it go? It got to go somewhere. And I feel good when I walk out, but there's a person that felt good when they walked in and they feel bad when they walk out because it don't
Right.
matter. And then everybody trusts everybody. They bow their head, close their eyes, and hold hands with strangers for things to jump in them and have no concept of what they're even doing and wonder why they went in church feeling good but left out feeling bad. Everybody doesn't get a relief just because they go in. Sometimes they go in and they feel worse coming out. And my thing is to have a protection around you so that you don't feel any of that. You are protected. You have to protect you. You have to be responsible for you because nobody else will. And God put things here for you to protect yourself. I was at a function this weekend and it started to rain and they was like, "Oh my God, Angel, your stuff is getting wet. Isn't it going to mess up?" Why would my stuff mess up when everything that I have is what God made? God, it took 1,000,000 years to make this. It took 1,000,000 years to make this. Like, are you serious? It's going to get wet by water and now my product is messed up. I don't want that product. I want a product
Right.
that can survive getting wet for a little while. That's what I want. And so when it comes to what God created, nobody can question me about anything that I do. You need to question your God on why he made a crystal or a rock that it took thousands and hundreds of millions of years to create. It's not angel. It's not anybody else that like crystals. If you want to make an analogy and a comparison to anything, and people want to say, "Oh, crystals are bad or they're not this or that," well, water is too. Because guess what? I could fucking allow you to drink the water, sustain your body, or I could drown you in the water. I choose what I want to be, right or wrong.
That's right. That's
So
called
at the end of the
polarity.
day, yeah, and I apologize for the cuss word just in case your show is,
Oh no,
free from children.
I would have probably let a couple loose by now, but
Oh,
we going good.
yeah, I was holding them. I'm my daddy's child. Ooh, yep, yep, yep. I'm my daddy's child. So, but at the end of the day, I've been doing good. But
Yeah.
you have to know that the energy that you put around you, if I could advise you of anything and you don't know anything and you know nothing about nothing I'm talking about, when you take your shower, wash off everything that happened bad to you. Just wash it off and let it rinse down the drain into the shower. Wash it off. And when you get dressed, you put your lotion on or your oil, cover yourself with the love and the light of God, whoever your God is, if that's what you choose to do. Cover yourself with the love and light of God. And then when you put your clothes on, allow that to be your armor, your protection. And those little 3 steps I gave you for free 99 will allow your life to be a lot different than you think. Because when you cover yourself and you cover yourself with the armor of God every day, that you get dressed, when you put your socks on, your drawers, your long johns, your t-shirt, your panties, your bra, When you put those items on, look at it as plates of armor to protect you from negativity in this world, because it's coming at you in every direction that you can imagine and think of. And the only thing you can do is figure out how to protect yourself. Well, when you don't have the money to buy the stones and you can't afford a crystal, you can do it in your own mind, because your brother said all things that I can do, you can do greater.
Right.
And he's a brother in a lot of places and spaces. He may not be the all, but he's the brother. He's the brethren. A lot of people believe in him. You have to know you have the will and the power within you. It ain't me, it's you. And if we can come together, too, if you're old enough to know what Wonder Twins activate mean, it's when they put their fists together and Wonder Twins activate form of this, form of that, and they put their hands together. That's why when two or more come together, it is acknowledged and it can manifest. Find your warriors in your group that can think like you and have things manifest the way you want to manifest. Don't worry about the naysayers. And maybe this wasn't a time for a PowerPoint presentation, Arnie. This was a time for just realism on what people just need to do on the basic things in their life to do what they need to do to get through. Because what I'm telling you is free 99. It don't cost you $1 for what I'm telling you. You can put
Yeah.
your armor on. You can wash off the dirt and the negative people that are around you every day because you take a shower. Wash it off. Don't accept and absorb that negative energy into your body. And when you get dressed, put your armor on. Coat yourself, coat your body and your mind and your spirit, which what you put on every day. And it's that simple. It doesn't matter about having crystals or stones. The power is within you. The only reason why they're to make things happen for you in a spiritual realm is because you don't know how to just manifest it in your mind. So they got to say, oh, go get a bowl, go get a frog leg, go get over here some cinnamon, some spice and everything nice, and put it in a pot and twinkle it together. No, you don't need all of that.
That's
If
right.
you could believe it within yourself, you wouldn't have to even think it was hoodoo, voodoo, voodoo, none of that. But you can
That's
best
powerful.
believe that if you can drink up somebody's blood and eat their body every Sunday, you got a ritual going on that personally I don't want nothing to do with. I don't want to eat nobody's body, their blood every month, all year. I don't want that. I don't know who does that. I don't know why. I mean, but if that's your ritual, that's your ritual. No, it's a ritual. Stop judging people. Eating blood, drinking blood, and eating somebody's body is a ritual.
That's
Let's
right.
be real here.
Tell
So
them all the time.
judge not, lest ye be judged. And when you could be judged on drinking that blood every Sunday and eating that body, cannibals do that. Research what you're doing, because the word says, study and show thyself approved. And once you do that, hey, you'll be in a lot better space. And maybe next time we'll get to the PowerPoint presentation, but right now it just was feeling good the way it was rolling, and I'm grateful.
Nah, we loved it. We loved it. They said Auntie Angel was cooking. You was cooking it up just now. So now we love
Yeah,
it. It's
because
not always
I'm tired
time,
of
you know.
people. I'm tired of people taking advantage of people when things can be free. But don't think you have to pay your life savings away to get what you need. Sometimes you're given the best gifts. I get why people charge people for stuff. They charge you because they feel like you're too lazy to do anything, you're not trying, you don't want to do it, whatever. But when someone can give you free advice, don't worry about trying to pay me. If you paid me, I'm going to tell you the same thing I gave you for free. And then you're mad. Don't be mad. I gave it to you for free, but you didn't listen. Did you think I was going to give you something different? The truth is the truth. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to understand what the truth is, recognize it, accept it, and apply it. You have the
Right.
power in you. I believe in you. I believe in you more than you do. And guess what? Kindness will kill the weakest, evilest in the room. I know I couldn't say it. I wanted to spit it out, but I just couldn't. I couldn't
We
say it.
get it.
I couldn't say it. Couldn't say
No, we
it.
get it.
But I wanted to, but I didn't. So, y'all know what that means. You know what them words mean. But guess what? You have the power and you have it within you. You don't need other people outside of you. But if you choose to have help, no problem, no worries. You know. And William, I
Oh,
appreciate you. I love you. I want you to know I believe in you, and that's why I rock with you. And you keep being strong because at the end of the day, anybody that watches this video that knows who he is, as soon as he busts that bubble, y'all all are wrapped. So keep holding on to what you need to do, William. And I'm saying this in real time on live YouTube because that was an amazing experience to be in the club, breaking something off. Can you imagine dancing around somebody, just like doing work? And then they're just like this the whole time. And then all of a sudden they're like this. Yeah, he was
wow.
like, I mean, it just flipped him. If he could be a person speaking right now, he could tell you. And I was just like, I just seen this guy that looked like he was gonna kill up everybody, and now he's just having a good time. And I'm thankful because if it took me to work that night when I did in a, I'm willing to do it because if I can save our lives, I'm willing to work and do that. That's just where I'm at with it,
And
and
shout
I'm
out
willing to come
to
back.
oh yeah, we're gonna have you back. But shout out to Sterling. I see Sterling up in there. You know our brother Sterling. He
Oh,
always make it.
that
He
is my
always
heart. That is my heartbeat. Sterling,
he
I love
does.
you. You are I'm telling you, and I apologize, but we talk and you know
Mm.
where I need you. But yes, Sterling is the one that helps me get through when I'm just like even me, I have somebody I crawl to. So Sterling is like my little big brother that's like, no, sis, you can't fall apart. I got you. I got your back. What you need. I love you. I'm support you. So that's that's my man's in them. I appreciate you, Sterling. Thank you so much for showing up. And Leasia and Natalie, I appreciate your testimonies. Thank you so much for coming up here and letting them know what it do. And for others that may come and get this experience, if you choose to share, dare. But I promise you, my goal is to not have repeat customers. But if you're an MMA fighter, I expect to see you over and over again because you're getting the shit beat out of you all the time. So for the
Right.
ones that aren't MMA fighters, if it can make a change and it takes one time, that's all I want. I don't want to see you multiple times. I want what I do to be effective on your life for forever. I
And
ain't mean to
shout
take
out
over.
to
I apologize.
no, it's fine. Shout out to Donut too. I see you up in there. Appreciate that. And let's open it up for questions so we can close this out the right way. I took a picture. I see somebody just asked a question just now, but I'm going to keep it brief with the question so we can get out of here at a timely matter. But took a screenshot just to get the questions from earlier. So Adonijah asked earlier, what does it mean if a quartz crystal breaks on its own?
Hmm. I have a few questions when it says on its own, like where was it located? Was it on your body? Anytime crystals, I actually design my crystals to break before you break.
Hmm.
So that's how I work and I operate. If I make a chain necklace for you out of crystals, I would want that crystal necklace to pop before something happened to you to let you know to get to safety. Get out of there. That's how I
Right.
operate. I'm not exactly sure when it comes to that particular quartz what is happening. It could be on a disruptive frequency to make it explode, or it could be too high, too low, contingent on where it was. But for me, I prefer that if I create a necklace or something for you around your neck, I would want it to break as a sign that you need to evacuate where you are at that moment. Because for me, that's what's important, your safety. I create protective charms and necklaces that I want them to break. I want you to say, my thing just exploded for no reason. Yep. I want you to call me back and tell me that so that you can let me know exactly what was going on at that time so I could tell you what was happening that you was protected from. But yeah, just for me personally, I create my jewelry to crack, break, or explode opposed to you cracking, breaking, and exploding.
That's an excellent answer. Jackie Harris asks, how do I or a person find out what their stone is?
Mm. Generally, um, conception of life, since this you asked me this question, conception of life is 9 months. 9 months of from the time that your mother's and father's egg and sperm met. That's
Mhm.
like your birth date. Like once that thing hit, that explodes. And then you come out 9 months later, which means you're 9 months old. Um, so those 9 months, when it comes to crystals and energy and things of that nature, first of all, the month you were conceived in, you want to look at that stone, and contingent on what portion of the month you're conceived in would mean that you would go either to this month or to the previous month.
Right.
Okay, that's just general knowledge because zodiac signs don't just fall on the last day of the month, correct? They fall on different portions and times of the month based on those days. But not only is the stone important for you from the time of conception, but those 9 cell salts of your time of conception. Because what happens is when you're conceived, that point, if you're conceived August 1st, let's just make it simple. August 1st, you're conceived August 1st, 9 months later, you're going to miss the month of July, June, and May. Those cell salts are the cell salts you're missing in your body, so that if you have illness in your body, 9 times out of 10 is coming from those 3 cell salts that you're missing. And I
Mm.
know we're not talking about cell salts right now, but it goes hand in hand with the crystals. So that the sign that you're born in and the sign that you're birthed in would be the two signs to look at when it comes to what sign works for you. But I utilize a pendulum in order to decide on what is for someone at the point in their life that they're at right then. Because a lot of times you're at a stage in your life that it doesn't matter what salt or what crystal it is where you are in your mental state that's going to help you either elevate or simmer down, because some people are too high and some people are too low. Some people are too full of themselves and some people are
Mhm.
too depressed. And so when I say that, I say that to say that stones can recognize that and it can elevate you or bring you down according to what you need, but you have to find that right stone and you have to find a person that cares about what they do enough to let you know if that stone is good for you or not, because otherwise you may not never know. But I care. So if you really want to know, then just contact me. I mean, and we can do it over the phone. So if you want to know, just let me know.
Yeah, we're going to leave that contact information towards the end, and it will be included in the show notes. So we're going to do like 2 more questions. Eon L Temple says, what are some potent ways to program crystals?
Oh, well, first of all, before you program crystals, you have to cleanse the crystal. My number one way of cleansing a crystal with where do crystals come from? They come from the ground. So therefore, dig a hole in your backyard and plant the crystal right in the hole 24, 48 hours, bring it out. Now, even if you don't know what to do with the crystal, you can always hold it accountable for its properties. What does that mean? I don't know who you are as the CFO of the company, but it sounds like you deal with money. So I hold you responsible for everything that comes with dealing with money. That's the same concept. You hold a crystal accountable for everything it is born and bred to do. Even if you don't know it, that's the weakness in you, not in the stone. And don't you dare hold your stone with an equal equivalence of your knowledge, because that wouldn't be a good idea, because it's much brighter than you. It's just that it can't move because it's at a stone pace. And that's about energy and vibrational energy and all that stuff that Ani talks about. You would, yeah, definitely get to that level of vibration, solids, gas, matter, all that complicated stuff. But we are solid. So, no different than the shelf behind me or the stone in my hand. But even though the stone is in my hand, it has a frequency and a vibration that could help you or hurt you. So don't assume anything can't be for you or against you. You never know. And a lot of times it'll tell you if you like it. Excuse me, if it likes you, regardless if you like it. It'll tell you can hold it. Sometimes it gets hot in your hand, but you have to be open to receiving that energy instead of just being, I'm just pick this rock up right here. Do it like me? And one of the beautiful things about this is that this has a basis of desert rose, and it's selenite. Selenite is a clearer of energy and other stones. So I could take these stones and sit it on the selenite and sit it over here, and it would clear the energy out of the stone, because certain stones cleanse energy out of other stones.
Wow.
And then sometimes you have to use sage or run them underwater or bury them in the ground. It's multiple ways to cleanse your stones, but these are vital points we need to know about what we're choosing to put under our pillow or put in our pockets or on our keychains, and not take for granted. We can just pick up a stone. You can't take God for granted. Let me be clear. You can't take God, the Most High, Yeshua, Yahweh, you know, whoever you want to call the Most High, you cannot have a disrespect for it. So if you sit here as a Christian, be like, the rock you got in your hand is no good, it's of the devil. You're talking about what God created. He created and named everything here. The trees outside, that pine needle that's in your backyard, that white pine tree, that'll take that thing out your body that they made you get in there in your shoulder because they said you had a little virus or something. It's white pine needle tea that'll get that out your body. Okay, so maybe a little white pine needle tea can help you get some ailments and that metal out of your body that you didn't know that you had, because nobody's teaching you about that. But that root is right in your backyard. Everything
Right.
that my father created is some good for you. And when you
Mhm.
start to discount him, we have a beef. and I have a problem. And that's just my own personal issue. And I try to smile with it. But yeah, no, you can't disrespect my father and what he created. That's why when I go to a show, if all my stuff gets wet by the rain, it's not messed up. How can you mess up crystals and copper, the things that God created, and say it's gonna get messed up by the rain? Thank you for the wash off, Father. Make my stuff a little more shiny. Thank you. But no,
Right.
it can't get messed up. That's just not how it operates.
Mm. You
And
cooking.
I'll go on and on, Ani,
You
because
cooking.
I'm in
You
a good
cooking. We
space
got one
right
more.
now.
We got one more.
Okay, one more.
We're gonna go to one more. I think it's a good question because I get a lot of consultations over this. What's the best crystal in your advice with your expertise to protect against black magic?
Your mind. I know that wasn't the
Mm.
answer you wanted. I'm so sorry.
Talk to
But
him.
once you realize that the curse is the curse because you didn't know it was a curse, but once you realize that you found out it was a curse, that the curse was over, the joke is up. When you find out that the joke is up, oh, they did this, they put some roots on me, that's when the joke is up. That's when you realize that nobody has power over you.
Mm.
You learn if Stephanie didn't like me and Stephanie put voodoo on me, and
Mm-hmm.
I found out Stephanie put voodoo on me. Once I learned Stephanie put voodoo on me, I broke the curse, but I didn't know that I broke the curse because nobody ever told me that. But once you learn that that energy has been manifested against you, you return it to sender, baby. You send
Mm.
that back where it belongs. Let me tell you what you do. Send it back where it belongs. Send it back. It don't belong to me. It ain't for me. It's not for my body. It's not for my energy. It's not for my spirit. It's not for my life. It's not for my children. No, it does not belong. I return it to sender. Send it back where it returns to, and
Mm.
you will see a difference. Don't claim it. Don't be over there talking about she did voodoo on me. That's why I messed up. The devil is a lie. Are you kidding me? She
I
did
said
what? No,
same thing.
I
Same
returned that
thing.
to sender. When you take your shower, every day you're going to wash your tail. If you wash your tail every day, the least you can do is wash off anything anybody ever said to you. Just wash it off. Wash it off. I
Mhm.
know women can't get their hair wet. I get this old ball wet. Yes, but I washes it off. I washes it down. I gets it off of me. I brushes it off my body. I release it. I let it go, and it no longer belongs to me. And anyone of any realm, of any dimension,
Mhm.
brings something towards me, I return it to sender. I
Mm.
send it right back where it belongs. And as long as you know that you have the power to give back the hot potato, remember y'all used to play it in school. Hot potato, it's too hot. Throw it out your hand as fast as you can.
Yep.
You better
Yep.
give it back to them because if you don't, you hold on to that. You allow a person to curse you because you was too weak to say, return to sender. Three
Mm.
little words. Returned it back to where it belongs. It's not
Mm.
yours. It don't belong to you. The curse you curse for me, you curse for yourself because I send it back. That's why I give you actions that I would want you to send back to me. I give you the love. I give you the help. I give you everything angel can give you as a human being. I give that to you. And guess what? If you return that back to me, I'm blessed. So those out there in the world that don't realize that sending negative energy out to other people is going to get them something back. If a person has one little inkling of a clue to say return to sender, that's what's missing. That's the key. I gave you a key. Y'all all owe me your life and your firstborn. Boom. I just gave you the key. You can return back to sender anything they ever sent for you. Ever, ever, ever. And wash that shit off every time you get in the shower. Don't lay down with nothing you brought home from work. Matter of fact, if you have a tree in your yard, a tree on the way to your house, or whatever. I used to have a tree in my yard.
Mm-hmm.
Put a sign. Hang your problems on the tree before you come into my house. Let people know you're not interested in everything that's wrong with them. Can you bring something right to me for once? Can you give me something right for one time that you come to my house instead of want me to fix something that's wrong with you? Because if you think you got it bad, imagine how we have it. Like Ani and I, people that have to be in positions to help. Everybody always come with their hand taking from us. But where's the giving? We have to pull from source somewhere else that none of y'all know about. So that's how we are able to stay balanced. But if man had to make us balanced, we would be imbalanced. The scale would be tipped. It wouldn't be even. It would be because I got rocks in my hand here. But we have a lot of weight on our shoulders as individuals that carry the weight, people that refuse to change. I know I could try to be better, but it's hard because it's gonna make me look bad. They've been clowning you for the last 3 years of your life, and now all of a sudden you worried about looking bad. Don't worry about it. Look good for you for once. You got it. I believe in you. If nobody else don't, and I don't even have to know you, but I can tell you I believe in you because if you can take these little jewels that I've offered, you won't need much more. You just wash that. You gotta wash it off. It's like a cloud. Ask Mr. William. He'll tell you. I busted a cloud around him. That was how I was able to help him. I saw it. And I knew that if I
Oh,
didn't help it, it could get worse. And that's what made me want to do what I did and didn't charge a dime because this thing ain't about money. It's about matter.
that's right. Exclamation point. Exclamation point. So, a lot of people are asking how to get a hold of you in the chat. They want to speak with you. Do you want to give some information? Maybe your website has that, or maybe you want to give something else.
You know what? I feel like people that are true, send me an email. If you
What's your
send
email?
me, it is angelicmagic.com. ANGELICMAGIK.com at gmail.com.
Yeah, gmail.com.
Yeah.
All right, I'm posting that in the chat for y'all.
And I'm as
Boom.
friendly as I am here anywhere. I'm the same person. You might get more cuss words because, ooh, I've been trying the best I could be. Did not say some things. Ooh, clutching my pearls. Thank you to the blue amber. Yes, the blue amber is the cuss word safety. I think I cussed 2 times. That's great. But I could have gave y'all 487 of them. But because some things get me excited to the point that I need to get it out. But I think I did good today. I might be moving to the Christian circuit. With you, Ani, from our conversation earlier.
They guys would have
Yeah.
my ass up there. I know that. But
And Kim, I have to say,
mhm,
Ani Kim Slade. You see that name up there?
mhm.
Kim, I have got to introduce you to him. That is my spiritual father. To the utmost respect, has kept me off the ledge for the last 15 years of my life. Like, I
Mhm.
love and honor the ground this man walks on, and I can't wait for y'all to meet. But I have got to give my shouts out to him because he is being, I'm telling you, a fucking raft in the middle of the ocean when I fell overboard. And I'm swimming, nobody around. And here come Kim. He's right there. But Kim Slade has fucking been everything. And I love you, brother. I appreciate you. I thank you so much for being a part of my life and being a leader spiritually for me. And, I just hope that whatever you continue to do in your life, that it allows you to be freer of your time and people can rely on you like I do. I know you don't want that because I rely on you. I don't know if you want that just like you, Ani. I rely on you. So as long as we rely on each other, I think we have each other. And that's what means the most to me.
Shout out to brother Kim Slade. Looking
Yeah.
forward to meeting you one day. And remember, give me when you can tell Leasia to send me her website for her t-shirt. Somebody asked about her
Oh,
t-shirt.
yes.
I'm gonna put that in the show notes for that sister. I know she got off. Shout out to, if she's still in here, Miss Leasia Bradley. And we're gonna put that in there in the show notes for her. But
Absolutely. Yeah.
we're gonna be at the Afro Indigenous Wellness and Culture Fest this weekend, family. So make sure if you're in the North Carolina area or if you're able to travel, please go ahead and get your tickets, get your rooms, get everything situated. We will be there on Saturday and Sunday. I will be lecturing on Sunday, and we're going to get cooking with the information. And Angel's going to have her products. So you guys will be able to see her, speak with her, and get her products. And please go to her website to get some products as well and reach out to her via email if you would like to consult or whatever you need from her. So with that being said, can you give us some last words of encouragement before we close out today, Miss Dr. Angel Green?
I have had an amazing experience right now. I'm just like in a kind of
Long overdue.
woosah. Yeah, I'm like in this happy high place right now. I'm just like, I could do another 2 hours if I had to, but I know you have more stuff to do. But at the end of the day, I'm here. If you need me, angelicmagic@gmail.com. That's ANGELICMAGIK. So the only difference is the K in magic because the magic begins within.
Thank you so much. And I found Leasia's website. I'm going to put it on the screen for someone who may be just checking in. Here is Leasia's website. Here,
Absolutely.
Queen
And if
Goals.
you need a t-shirt, what?
Mhm.
A t-shirt. I'm telling you, at the last minute, I was like, my family reunion is coming up. I need you to put my family crest I just created on a shirt. She's like, send it to me, Angel. I ain't got the background out. I just sent some stuff that in my head. And my t-shirt is so banging. But I can send it to you so you can put it up there. But she does a phenomenal job no matter what you need. She works in short periods of time. She doesn't prefer to, but it done. You gotta pay for short periods of time. So
Yep.
you can plan your time or you can pay for short periods of time. But no matter what, she's gonna get you done. She is the bomb.com. I love my sister. Yes.
Do y'all see that? Okay, it is on the stream. So yeah, and shout out to Miss Natalie. I know she had her boys up in there. Natalie is a great friend of mine. She attends
Absolutely,
every
Miss
day.
Natalie. Yes.
Yeah, we
I
love
love Miss
Natalie.
Natalie. I thank God for her because she was literally the first surrogate I ever had in a
Hmm.
situation of doing a consultation. And she was very open to it and allowed herself to open up. Because if you don't know what a surrogate is, it's the same thing as what a pregnant woman does for a sperm and an egg of some strangers they don't know. They carry the weight to send something out for somebody else. And Natalie did that for me in this in that conference that we had with Ani, and it was phenomenal, and I appreciate that. And for everybody else, just in case you don't know, if you're ever in any trouble in South Carolina and need a bondsman, my baby cousin Michelle Bell Bonding will help you get out of trouble. I had to just shoot that in there because folks be in South
That's good.
Carolina and don't know who to call for help. But Michelle Green's bail bonding will definitely make sure that you are A-OK.
No, that's good. Solicit as many businesses as we can. And family, I am doing gematria decodes right now. Just post that up on my page. So if you want a consultation on a full numerical value of your life, your name, astrology, deities associated with you, reach out to me at startribe777@gmail.com. I will be on Generation Z on Thursday, and we will be closed out for the week for the Afro Indigenous Wellness and Culture Fest. So with that, family, thank y'all for tuning in. Peace and love. Love to the ancestors. Arimpoya, Aoshulu. Peace.
Peace. Ashe.